my absolute pleasure to spend a few minutes talking to my dear friend, pianist, the amazing pianist, the incomparable pianist, Emmet Cohen. Emmet, how are you, my friend?
Hey Sheila, it's always good to see you, and it's a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for making the time here. And WBGO
Absolutely.
is my hometown radio station, so I got
Amen.
big love. Grew up on Gary Walker, Michael Bourne. We miss him, and
Yeah,
thanks for keeping it alive, Sheila.
yeah. Well, you are certainly keeping this music alive. My goodness. You've got to be. I thought Chris McBride was busy, but I think you beat him now. But you have
You know,
keep
that's
alive. Uh,
I said
say
that's my
what?
mentor. So I watched how Christian did it. So
Right. And you're
I'm
both
following in his
Gemini.
footsteps.
We're the three of us are Gemini, so that's something too as well. So you have. I want to speak with you about two things that you have coming up on the 21st and 22nd at the Appel Room. You're going to be hosting the Singers Over Manhattan series. That's at Lincoln Center, Jazz Lincoln Center. And it's like a 21st, 22nd, 2 nights. And you're gonna have Mary Stallings and Lucy Igazarian. I always work with that name.
Yegazarian.
Yes, Igazarian, right. And I saw her for the first time with Houston this summer at Central Jersey Jazz Festival, and then the incredible Johnny O'Neill. Talk about that series and what we're going to hear because I'm going to be there. Talk about what
Oh
we're going to
wow.
hear those 2 nights.
Well, this whole show is a bit of a full circle moment for me. I've been going to Jazz Lincoln Center playing late night sessions since I moved to town 2012. Wednesday running club, then he would put us after Bill Charlap, and he put us after Monty Alexander and Mulgrew Miller, and I get a chance to interact with all these musicians, and there was such a community of people. So Jazz Lincoln Center has been a home base forever. So to be able to host a show in the big room is also a culmination of my Master's Legacy project, which we've recorded with Ron Carter and George Coleman and Jimmy Cobb and Tootie Heath, Benny Golson. So my connection with the masters, my goal is to bring our generation closer to the jazz masters. So we have two masters with us at the Appel Room, Johnny O'Neill and Mary Stallings. And it's also a culmination of Emmett's Place. For the past 2.5 years, we've been hosting shows right here in this apartment where I'm speaking to you from. You were even here once and spoke a
Oh
few
yeah,
words on the mic, immortalized YouTube history, and so that's been a collaboration, putting different musicians from different places together and creating a unique show, and that's what this will be at the Appel Room. On October 21st and 22nd. Just so it's a culmination of all those three things, the trio, the Masters Legacy series, and Emmett's Place. And it's funny that this show actually coincides just 2 days away from the 100th episode of Emmett's Place as well. So that's a big milestone, and so there's a lot of things happening in the air, and we're releasing our record Uptown in Orbit, which is about inviting everybody into our orbit from this Harlem place, and welcoming everyone into our vibe. What we did here is a Harlem rent party. Just 100 years later, we're in the Roaring Twenties again, and during Prohibition, when there were restrictions, people weren't allowed to congregate, so they had rent parties, and Fats Waller and Willie Lion Smith would play, and so that's what we've tried to recreate here 100 years later, and we're up to the 100th episode, and we're inviting everyone in. We're releasing our record, and we're celebrating at the Appel Room, and welcome everyone to come join us there as well.
right now is Johnny O'Neill going to be? Are you going to share piano duties with Johnny? You're going to have dueling pianos, as it were.
Yeah, I think we're going to have some dueling pianos, friendly dueling pianos, though. Johnny's been such a mentor to me. He actually had his 66th birthday at Mesro, called me up. We did some six hands on the piano with another pianist. But for this show, we're going to actually have two pianos. So we'll each have a piano, and we're going to do some duo piano solo with rhythm section, and we'll have a few moments where I'm accompanying a singer, and he's accompanying a singer because he's an amazing accompanist. So with this collection of people, there are a lot of different options and combinations of things that are going to happen in this show. So I'm really excited to share it with everybody.
Well, speaking of vocalists, like you said, Johnny knows. I mean, Johnny also sings, and he knows, like, he's an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to songs and especially lyrics. And so does Houston Person, with whom you work a lot. And Houston is another encyclopedia. I mean, it's amazing. He even sent me a book of songs and lyrics. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
wow. Is that do you share the same affinity when it comes to songs and lyrics? And like Duke Ellington's always wanted his musicians to know that those lyrics, because it helps you understand the song. Do you uh, uh, ascribe to that at all as
I
far as
definitely
you deal with singers?
I definitely do. I think I've accompanied a lot of singers, everyone from Sheila Jordan to Kurt Elling to singers of my own generation, Samara Joy, Veronica Swift, and I've connected with all kinds of lyrics, and every singer has their own idea of the type of song that resonates with them, and I think it all comes down to how the individual feels the song. So I definitely try to learn the lyrics if possible. I definitely try to connect with the essence of what the song's about. And I think Houston Person's a great example of someone who can just play, one phrase of the melody, and you understand. You understand a lot about life. You understand a lot about humanity, about history, all that stuff. Another guy that was like that was Freddie Cole. I got a chance to hear him and play with him a couple of times, and he always had this way of just dealing with the lyric in such a magical way. And Mary Stallings is the same way. I haven't ever played a slower ballad with another human being than with Mary. She just one, two, three, and there's a whole world between each quarter note, and that world allows you to interpret, and it allows you to feel, it allows you to think, it allows you to insert yourself in, and that's great art is a mirror, so you can look inside it, you can see yourself through the song, through the artistic work, whatever it may be.
Well, you said something. I listened to the show Jazz Night in America that is hosted by Chris McBride and airs here on WBGO. And you said something about Houston. Not only did you call him the king of the melody, but you also said that you had finally gotten comfortable playing with him. What, what can you elaborate on what you meant by feeling comfortable, playing with Houston?
Well, I think it takes some time to fully understand how to meet someone where they are. And Houston's 87 and I'm 32, and I would try to accompany him in the right way, and to play the tunes. And as a young man, it's difficult, or a young lady, it's difficult to access that that piece of your heart that only comes with experience. And so I feel like it's more of an experience thing. I've been playing with Houston for 5, 6 years now. I've known him for 10, 11 years. And, it took me a while to understand where it was coming from. The phrase "youth is wasted on the young." It's
Yeah.
almost like that. It's almost like that kind of thing. I was too young to appreciate the magic that comes through his horn. Even though I knew it was important, but then got to a point where I grew and I understood. Okay, this is something I can really take inside my heart and understand and process and share what I've learned, which is the spirit of Houston, the spirit of Johnny O'Neill, the spirit of Mary Stallings. And it's my duty to take that and to pass that on to all the people who come after me who may not have a chance to know them in future generations.
Right. And I'm Sheila Anderson speaking with Emmet Cohen here for WBGO. Now let's talk about your upcoming recording. And the as you say, I mean, the last one, Future Stride, was, you're like, in the future and past, and making it current. You're very much into, or it seems that you're very much into the stride piano, the jelly roll, and fats, etc. Am I accurate in saying that? And what are we going to hear? Your next CD, and again, it's coming out, I think, next week, and it's Uptown Orbit. And who's on
Uptown,
the recording?
Uptown in orbit, which means we're welcoming our Uptown vibe uh, to anyone who needs to be in our orbit. Because a lot of people come up to me now and say, "Thank you for your live streams. They helped me get through the pandemic. I would have never made it if I didn't have that to look forward to." And we didn't know that when we were doing it. We were just having a good time and sharing what we have to share. I got together with Russell Hall and Kyle Poole. We all live a couple of blocks away from each other up in Harlem, and we said, when the pandemic started, we said, what do we do when the world is shut down, when there's so much uncertainty? We just said, what we do best. We play. We play, and hopefully offer a little bit of healing vibes, and that was important. So the 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 record is a kind of a culmination of Emmett's place as well. So it's Russell Hall, Kyle Poole, and then two of the guests who embodied the spirit of the Harlem Rent Party to me in a very special way. One is Sean Jones, great trumpet player from Baltimore, and the other is Patrick Bartley, and he plays alto saxophone. And they had never played together before this recording as well. So it was a moment of me kind of bringing together these musicians who I thought were destined to be together in a way. And so we recorded that about a year ago. And yeah, I'm so excited. Sean's coming back to the apartment on the 24th to celebrate episode 100 with us and celebrate the release of the record. And we love, yeah. So
Can I come?
I hope to see you there. We got your seat reserved right here.
Thank you.
And so we play a range of music, some original compositions, some things that are more how you classify as modern, and then we play some old stride pieces as well. Something by Willie Lyon Smith, one of my favorite pianists and composers and personalities. We play Finger Buster, and Kyle Poole, our drummer, is also an accomplished producer. And so he's put some effects and stuff. There's something we even did on Finger Buster where it goes into the stride style, and he actually took our recording and re-recorded it to tape, and then exported it back. And so it goes into this like old school kind of sonically aesthetic thing for that section. So we played a little bit with some sonic techniques, and there was a drum feature, and Kyle also took his drum feature post-production to outer space, put some crazy reverb and some crazy stuff on it. And so what we're trying to do is just include all of our interests, all of our passions in this as we extend our creativity forward.
Wow. And again, it's Uptown and Orbit, Mack Avenue. Your second one for Mack Avenue, is that correct?
That's right. The first one was Future Stride.
Right.
And that came out in 2020, I believe, and so, or maybe 2021, recorded in 20. So we actually recorded that before the pandemic, and the vision has just become clearer and clearer as we march forward. So I'm really looking forward to getting this out in the world. Hope people enjoy it, check it out. We're celebrating the release at the Appel Room on October 21st and 22nd. That's Jazz Lincoln Center. There's two sets, 7:30 and 9:30. p.m. Friday and Saturday, and then a couple days later on October 24th, we'll celebrate episode 100 here at the house in Harlem. And I hope to see you here, Sheila.
Oh yeah, I will be here. I'll be in town, and
it's not a party without you.
Yeah, I love you, man. I love you. Didn't you play at my party once?
Yeah, of course. I've been to a few parties in Harlem. I mean, that was an inspiration for me too. I said that what you threw. That's the spirit of Harlem right there. All the cats, all the musicians, all kinds of food, just vibes, music.
5 apartments.
Cool.
Crazy, right?
Yeah,
that was my youth. That was my youth.
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well,
you
things change.
are.
I'm taking over. I'm taking over for you.
And I'm happy. I've been trying to pass the crown to somebody, so I'm glad it's you. And we're neighbors, and you're keeping Harlem alive. And we're going to see
Queen
you at
Sheila.
the Appel Room the 21st, October 21st and 22nd, the Singers Over Manhattan series, and then your Uptown and Orbit release is out next week. And I know we'll be featuring it on WBGO. And looking forward to more. I mean, you're a young man. You got what much more coming. That's your star is bright, as Quincy Jones would say. Your star is bright, man. I love you. Again, I'm Sheila Anderson, host of Weekend Jazz Overnight and Salon Sessions, and he's Emmet Cohen, and he will be performing at the Appel Room, the Singers Over Manhattan series. It's been great talking to you, my man. I know you got stuff to do, so we'll see. I'll see you next week, and have a
Sheila,
great day.
thank you so much. Love you so much, and love WBGO. And I hope to see you all soon. And stay in touch and join us for episode 100.